Direct FM. This is Neil, and really pleased to be able to say we're joined now by Cheryl Cole. Hello, Cheryl.
Hello, Neil.
It's been a little busy for you in recent times, yeah?
Yes, a little.
I think it's fair to say. Listen, I mean, we've gone all this time then from seeing you making your debut on Pop Stars to Rivals, and so much has happened between now and then.
Yeah, it's been 7 years. Long time.
And could you ever have imagined, when she actually started the auditions on the show then, that things would actually turn out to be as huge and as successful as they have done for you over the years?
I don't think that you set out with any kind of expectation. You know, we had the #1 was Sound of the Underground, and it was like, wow, God, this is amazing. And I think a little bit too easy in the beginning. And then as time progressed, you realised how much work goes into it, and yeah.
So as a child then, when you wanted to kind of aspire to be something within the world of show business, as you got older, were there any bands or any particular artists who you really had who were your favourites and someone who you wanted to try and be like at one day in your life?
I just loved watching performers, like real performances.
Yeah.
Do you remember like smash hits
Absolutely.
shows and all that kind of thing? And I would watch Britney, and when she did the performance with the Snake on MTV, and Michael Jackson, just all the big performances. Like, I wasn't never really one of those girls that would love to just watch Mariah stand there and sing with a wind machine.
Yeah.
I loved the full shebang, all that jazz.
But just looking at how things have panned out over the years then, you've had 20 consecutive UK top 10 singles as part of the band, of course, 2 UK #1 albums, 22. See, I was about to say, actually, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, and I've fallen short already. That's just not a great way to start an interview, is it, to be honest?
No.
But also going back to early this year as well, The Promise, again, best single at the Brits. I mean, you know, it must be so awesome to be part of music history in the UK.
That's what it is for me. Like, I don't feel like you can say that you truly made it unless you have achieved stuff like that. And in 20 years, they will say we won that Brit that year, and that's unbelievable. That's the sort of stuff you set out to do this for. That's what the dreams are made of, all that kind of thing. And it took us 6 years to win a Brit, so there's no better feeling than that when you feel like eventually, you've been accepted and by your own. It's amazing.
It'd be rude of me not to just mention something about the X Factor. I mean, it's a great show. You know, some people have spoken out about the format, but I love the quote, which you may have heard in the last couple of days, by Tom Jones, the legend that is, has kind of spoken out and said, do you know what? He said, if I had my time again, I would definitely want to be part of that show. And I think it's true, isn't it? Because people can look to this kind of show and see an avenue to be able to show off their talents and maybe one day make it to be as successful as you are.
Of course. Well, look, there's always that thing, isn't there, of, these people that go on these shows get the easy ride of it. Not at all. I mean, if anything, it's harder. You're under more pressure because, yes, of course, before you've auditioned, I know from personal experience, you're trying to make it in the industry and nobody will listen half the time. Nobody will even open the door, let alone shut a door in your face. And if you enter something like this, you've got that level of exposure and profile. You then have to prove yourself from then on. It's not saying he has a career. It's not saying he has, a 7-year contract, because you can look at previous winners that did get maybe a #1 off the back of the show, and now everybody knows that they failed. There's other artists that tried and never quite made it, so nobody knows they came, nobody knows they went. It's in some ways harder.
What I'd love to see is, with Tom Jones saying that statement yesterday, I'd actually like to see him appear on the show.
I'd love to see Tom Jones. He's a legend.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Absolutely. Good on Tom. Hey, listen, do you think then you've spotted a winner? Don't want to know any names, don't want to know anything else, but do you think you spotted a winner?
Do you know what? If you had asked me that this time last year, there would have been people I would have said other than Alexandra. So, no, I wouldn't say at this stage that I have. I think we've spotted people that probably think they have. I won't say any more than that, but I don't think there's anyone I could say, yeah, you're going to win this too.
Yeah.
Not yet. You never know what's going to unfold on these live shows. Yeah, look at last year, at this stage, people were putting bets on. They were betting on Laura White, they were betting on Rachel Hilton, they were betting on Daniel. It wasn't never a runaway competition, so...
We'll just have to stay hooked to the show then in that case.
Stay tuned.
Hey, listen, you as a solo artist, I mean, Heartbreaker with Will I Am. I mean, there's a great story behind how that actually worked out, because it was all part of a documentary which you were part of with Girls Aloud.
Yeah.
So how did that pan out? It turned out to be a huge song around the world.
Because what happened was, you know, we all love doing other things other than being in Girls Aloud. So we said, right, okay, there was an idea of a programme that we could all do something else we interested in and explore that avenue. And originally I was going to do ballerina, because I did that as a child and loved it. And it would have been a case of me going back learning how to do ballet, and then hopefully getting, you know, a solo shot in, say, a London City Ballet at the end performance or something like that. So then I was like, no, actually, do you know what? I tried that as a kid. The thing I love most on TV at the moment is street dancing.
Yeah.
So when you watch, you know, Randy Jackson's dancing, or so you think you can dance and all of that, fascinates me. So that would be my journey, and my end result would be that I was in a music video. Absolutely fell in love with Heartbreaker from Will's solo album, and it all just came about from there.
Yeah.
Me and him hit it off. He then said he would like to continue doing some work and writing with me from that. Then Girls Aloud came to a point where we were taking a year out, and it all was a really organic process for me, so
yeah,
it's crazy that it's ended up being like this, really. To the debut solo album. Yes.
First single, Fight for This Love. Loving it, by the way.
Thank you.
I was played, actually, courtesy of Polydor, the title track from the album as well, which is...
Three words.
I mean, the thing is, loving the first single, but it only gets better with that single as well. I think everyone was so excited about it.
I'm so glad you said that. So I am bursting with excitement for people to hear it. I really am.
Yeah.
Like, I've literally been on the record company saying, please, can we not just do that as the first single? So I'm glad you said that.
It's brilliant.
So excited.
So you've worked with a lot of people on this album too.
Yeah, no, that's really important, actually, I think. Especially stepping out on my own, you know, there's a big responsibility there, and I wanted it to just be right, so there's a healthy balance. I've written half the album, and I've also been able to allow some of the best songwriters, in my opinion, in the world to showcase it through me, so yeah, that's exciting too.
So you've got the first single, Fight for This Love, the follow-up, the title track to the album, which is brilliant as well. Any other kind of standout tracks that we should be listening out for?
Do you know what? Honestly, I change my mind all the time. And Fight for This Love wasn't always going to be the first single. We actually had back and forth arguments about 4 singles. It's like, for me, any single on there I would have been happy with. I'm honestly really proud and really happy with the album, and I just hope people like it because I love it.
Well, we're really excited about what's still to come too, Cheryl, so we wish you all the best success with the album. Just one quick thing as well before you go. How was Wembley at the weekend?
Unbelievable. Highlight of Girls Aloud career. Like, unreal, crazy. Jay-Z as well.
I know.
Not just Coldplay, Jay-Z.
I know, a colleague of mine went and she said everyone who was on stage was absolutely awesome. It was just such a great occasion.
It was just fantastic. I mean, I love Coldplay, and even just to be asked to be supporting them was, you know, what an accolade. That's amazing.
And we'll look forward to even more of those great arena performances for you, from you as a solo artist and from Girls Aloud as you kind of get back in the studio and working together as well.
Hopefully, Neil. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
If you could introduce your new single for us, Cheryl, that would be fantastic.
I can. Hi, this is Cheryl Cole, and you're listening to Neil Caddy on Pirate FM. And this is my first single, Fight for This Love.
Too much of anything can make you sick.
From her album 3 Words, it's Cheryl Cole playing at drive time on Pirate FM and Fight for This Love. And yeah, a couple of weeks ago when I was up in London, I was taken by the record label Polydor to the Electric Cinema, which was in Portobello Road in London. They actually played the title track, 3 Words, which is Cheryl Cole with Will I Am as well, helping out on that track too. And I've got to say, it's absolutely awesome. And when you hear it, you'll understand why Cheryl Cole in particular is so excited about that particular song. That's been chosen as the title track for the album too. Right, we've got a drive time classic on the way for you.